The old mining town of Hollow Hill had long been forgotten, its tragic history buried beneath layers of dust and time. But for those who knew the stories, the hill was a place of terror, a place where the past refused to rest. Legend spoke of the miners who had perished in the Great Collapse. Trapped deep within the earth, they had screamed for help, their voices echoing through the shafts. But help never came. The townspeople sealed the mines, hoping to silence the cries and move on. Yet the screams never stopped. They say the hill still remembers. On a crisp autumn evening, a group of friends, Jack, Rachel, and Liam, set out to prove the legends wrong. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they trekked up the overgrown path to the mouth of the old mine. The air grew colder as they approached, and a thick fog began to creep along the ground. "This is where they say the nightmares begin," Jack said, his voice wavering. "Ready to face the ghosts?" Rachel rolled her eyes, but even she couldn't shake the unease settling in her chest. The group ventured inside, their footsteps echoing against the damp stone walls. At first, it was quiet, just the sound of dripping water and the occasional scuttle of a rat. But as they moved deeper, the air grew heavier, and a low, rhythmic thudding filled the tunnel. "What is that?" Liam whispered, his voice barely audible over the sound. The thudding grew louder, accompanied by the faint sound of voices, cries for help, distorted and distant. The friends stopped, their flashlight beams flickering wildly. "We need to get out of here," Rachel said, panic rising in her voice. But the tunnel seemed to stretch endlessly, twisting and turning in ways it hadn't before. The exit was gone. The walls felt as though they were closing in, and the thudding was now deafening, like the pounding of 1,000 pickaxes. Then, out of the shadows, figures began to emerge. Miners, their faces gaunt and hollow, their eyes glowing with an unnatural light. They moved slowly, their pickaxes dragging along the ground. "Leave this place," a voice boomed, echoing through the tunnel. It was deep and guttural, filled with a chilling anger. The friends ran, their breaths coming in ragged gasps as they tried to navigate the labyrinthine tunnels. But no matter which way they turned, the miners were always there, blocking their path. Jack stumbled and fell, his flashlight skittering across the ground. When he looked up, a miner stood over him, its skeletal hand reaching out. "You took everything from us," the miner hissed. "Now it's your turn to suffer." Desperate and terrified, Rachel and Liam pulled Jack to his feet. They sprinted through the darkness, guided only by the faint glimmer of moonlight seeping through a crack in the rock. With one final push, they broke through to the surface, collapsing onto the cold, dew-covered grass. But as they looked back, they saw the entrance to the mine sealed once more, as if it had never been op.